morning. I have no mic. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio in beautiful sunny. It's starting to break. You feel that weather?
Yeah.
It's starting to go. Beautiful. Matawan, New Jersey. It is Sturch. It is Gooch. It is grassroots season because it's just us today. Rob is not with us today. Dina hasn't been with us in like a month, but she's busy over there grinding away in her corner suite here at Chop Studios. And the interns don't start for a couple weeks. So we're running the show together, by ourselves. But anyway,
you do graphics.
Yeah, you're going to do graphics there. But anyway, so good morning to those watching us on YouTube. Good morning to those watching us over on Instagram Live. So we went Instagram Live today just for today, just to experiment. Also try to bring some of those organic people on over to the YouTube channel because we have, 1,000+ people over on Instagram, and we want to do that as well. So definitely want to spread the wealth, spread the word, and let everybody know that we're live right now. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, a big favor, por favor, was that 1 minute late? Unacceptable, Ryan. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry, man. Were we late? I feel like, damn, dude.
I don't think we were.
He's up.
He's talking about himself.
Oh, man, yeah. Hold yourself accountable, Ryan. All right. I still don't have a voice, by the way. It's gone. I'll talk to it.
The IG Live should still be going.
Yeah, the IG Live is still going as far as I know, unless my phone died or I got a phone call or something that just cut off everything. But I think it's still live. If it's not, that's going to be very disappointing because my phone's all the way over there. So anyway, if you want to support Chop Sports, you're watching this today on a Monday morning, be sure to check out patreon.com/Chop Sports. That's the way to do it, ladies and gents. It is a, $3, $5, $10 increments. We got some plans this summer. We just had a nice little pre-production meeting about things that are literally around the corner. May 22nd is our Chop Sports Yankees tailgate. That'll be a Sunday night baseball game against the White Sox. Is that right?
Yep.
White Sox game.
It's undecided if I'm even going to go into the game.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not driving to the Bronx to watch it from the parking lot.
It might just be Hammertown and then parking lot Hammertown. I don't know. We'll see. We'll discuss.
There's no way I can just go.
Of course. But I feel like sometimes these tailgates, what happens is I go enjoy the tailgate and then it's like a buzzkill because everyone's just shit-faced.
By the time you get into the stadium, that's why what you got to do is this is the ultimate plan here. Okay, you drink, you get a nice buzz in the parking lot. You can even get a little nutty in the parking lot, but enough to get you to the next level and buy one big dog beer in the stadium.
It has nothing to do with that for me. It's usually just it's a long day. It's a Sunday night game. We're going to be there all day, but we'll discuss. We'll discuss that. It's going to be a good time. For details, I guess just reach out to one of us.
You can dial 1-800-CHOP Sports for all the details. I'm kidding. But yeah, details will be surfacing soon as we get things going there. Then we also have this Saturday coming up, piggybacking off of our charity basketball game that we worked. We'll be doing a charity hockey game as the Woodbridge Police. I put Police and Fire Department together. The police department will be taking on the fire department and the EMS. The First Responders Cup goes down this Saturday at 6:30, I believe, at the Woodbridge Community Center. If you're a local, if you're not a local, tough. We'll try to document some of the day like we did the other day. That video that we took last Wednesday for that, all the kind of documentary, the style, the whole day, should be available. We might premiere it either tonight or tomorrow. So that'll be available. That's being edited as we speak. A lot of footage. So, it's like a 20-minute video. So if you guys want to entertain yourselves for 20 minutes and find out what the hell we do on the day-to-day, be sure to check that out. So like the video, share the stream, let everybody know we're live right now. And so speaking of social media, we are on Instagram Live right now, but we are talking also about Dat Chat. If you don't know what Dat Chat is, be sure to go download it. Educate yourselves in it. It is a fantastic app where it's, all bets are off. There's no censors, nobody telling you what you can and cannot say. It's actually got a pretty cool function known as, I believe, like a detonator or a bomb, some kind of thing where you can get rid of whatever you just said without any repercussions of a screenshot. All right. So I'm not saying that's a good idea, but if you're into it, go do it. So crazy weekend. My voice, little hoarse right now. Had myself 2 shows, one show on Friday night, Brooklyn, Saturday night, Raw Away, Wrestle Pro was live. We had a just unbelievable crowd in Brooklyn. It's been a while since we've been to Brooklyn. Before the pandemic, there's no other reason for me to go to Brooklyn other than that, other than Wrestle Pro. We had ourselves a great show, a lot of fun, big crowd, hostile crowd. I mean, they were just rabid, and that's what you expect when you go to Brooklyn for a pro wrestling show. And then Raw Away happened, comes and goes. fantastic show. The return of Pat Buck, the owner there. He's working now for AEW full time, so he was able to get on the show, wrestle Joey Janela. There was a whole bunch of stuff. But if you want to talk AEW, WWE, we can also talk UFC boxing. We'll sprinkle it right now. But if you want a really good in-depth look at all of that stuff and everything that went down over the weekend, the Chop Sports Fight Factory, which will be debuting today on its new channel. So we're going to have a sub-channel off of Chop Sports called the Chop Sports Fight Factory, where we're going to try to build that. Because when we do this live show,
the algorithm does not.
The algorithm's like, what are you guys doing? Are you guys a boxing show or
only fight stuff on our page? The following week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have to fight back to get to our original numbers. So the algorithm doesn't agree with it. So if you're a fight fan or a wrestling fan, please go over and just subscribe to the Chop Sports Fight Factory. I believe it's able to be subscribed to now, even though we don't have any content.
You got to search Fight Factory?
Yeah, just Chop Sport or Fight
I'm going to put it as one of the sub channels.
We're going to get that all up to speed. After
that's my weekend. My afternoon plan today is to get that up and running. But yeah, bro, speaking of UFC, the one thing I got to call out, and it was an amazing. Can I even say it was an amazing card for the UFC? It really wasn't. It wasn't good. It didn't live up to the hype. But the worst part of it was this women's fight, man. And not only was it uneventful, okay, what Joe Rogan is able to get away with is unbelievable.
Yeah, you sent me something, and I wasn't listening because I had the Canelo fight volume up.
God damn, like he's basically calling it unwatchable. And he goes, what if there's a casual fan watching UFC for the first time and they turn on this? Like, that's how bad he was going in on this. And I don't think there's going to be too many more casual fans jumping on board now.
Part of me agrees with it. And I think
I agree with it. I just didn't think he was going
to call what he's seeing. It's different. It's not like he's not on TV. He's on pay-per-view, so he could kind of get away with a little bit more.
Yeah, but if you're Dana White and you listen back, you got to be like, yo, what the hell, bro?
Dana White probably wants that type of shit said, because if you are a casual fan and you're watching that and the announcer is saying like, this isn't what you're used to getting, you typically don't get this. So
this is not real, folks.
If this is what you're watching and this is what you're going to go by, MMA is much more exciting than this. So he was letting the casual fan know.
Right.
Either way, the Rose fight sucked. That's not what we're going to talk about here, because there's plenty of other good fights.
And not only did it suck, she lost.
Yeah,
we'll
talk about that on the Fight Factory.
Yeah.
But did anybody see Michael Chandler's absolutely most brutal front kick, if not most brutal KO that I've seen in an MMA match?
His face
in my life
didn't look like his face. That was a different person.
Very much like the Frankie Edgar face.
Yeah, but this is worse.
It was worse, but I compared the side to side, and I'm pissed off because I actually have a graphic done. It's just not loaded up, which I guess maybe we'll share it out to our social media platform.
Or the Fight Factory. We'll do it then.
Yeah, we'll put it up on that. But, man, it's side by side. They look like the exact same thing. Their whole face. Their face gets contorted. Like, you don't recognize these people in the moment of getting kicked in the face. Like, you just took the face and you put it somewhere else, and you don't know he's getting kicked. It's not the same guy. It's not the same guy. It's ridiculous. That was rough. You almost felt for Tony. I give him credit for when he finally did come to, because he was out cold for about 4 or 5 minutes in there. And when he finally did come to,
it's a scary
he
thing,
stood next to, was it Herb Dean? Was the ref, whoever the ref was in that one, he stood there and he, you know how they raised it. I don't know. He looked like he wasn't sure where he was, even when they congratulated each other. Definitely a scary thing.
Ryan says, Ryan Cuthcart? Is that how we say it? I mean, I know you're Rob's boy. Calling it a top 10 knockout in history, closer to top 5.
Yeah, I mean, I just said that. Yeah, it could be top 1. I know it's recency bias, but damn, man, you look at as far as front kicks go, the Anderson Silva one comes to mind. The Cheeto Vera on Frankie Edgar, which was very.
Didn't Connor have one?
Mind. I don't know if it was a front kick KO.
No, because he did put something out on Twitter about like a punt kind of kick, not a front kick like that, like Undertaker type stomp right in the face.
I try and not pay attention to when Connor's tweeting, because
but Connor was the center of attention again. What else is fucking new?
Of course he was, which we'll get into that as well on the Fight Factory.
Yeah,
yes, definitely a top 5 knockout in my book. And if we're going by recency bias, it's the best one that I've seen in quite some time. So,
also within staying in the fight realm, did anybody see the fact that Canelo lost the fight for the first time in what, ever?
8 years?
Oh, I was gonna say, was he undefeated? I'm not as versed in the boxing game as I am everything else.
He lost to Mayweather, I know that. And he had a draw to Golovkin, but I don't think. I think it's his first loss in about 8 years.
But not only a loss, you said he was getting starched.
I watched the fight. Canelo may have won 2 rounds. I don't know what they saw, 115, 113. Dimitri Bivol, man. Look,
you said he looked big.
He is big. He's once they fought it with I think it was 174. It was like super light. The boxing weight classes are all fucked up. It was definitely higher. It was like 175. He's gone up and he beat the other Russian guy.
Now, is that a testament? Do you think that's more of a testament to him going up since he's conquered everything else, or like because now like can you really fault Canelo for losing this fight the way he lost it?
No, nobody's faulting Adesanya for going up and losing to Blachowicz.
You
move up and you challenge people and you try and be great and you take risks. That's what you need in this type of sport. Those are the types of things we need. You got, I think it was Kyle that said this, and I agree with him 100%. It was in the group chat, and he said, this is Canelo just lost doing what everybody criticized Floyd for not doing. So instead of like giving Canelo shit about this, he should actually be lauded because follow that blueprint. Go fight the best in the world at every weight class. And he's trying to do something that nobody's ever done before. You got to tip your hat to him. He fell short. Back
I don't
to the
think
drawing board. There's still big fights on the table for Canelo. He's still a champion. All those things.
I don't think that there should be this many weight classes is what I think. Like how many times, like you can gain 7 pounds and move up and then lose 3 and move down. Like,
see, I would argue
get them tighter.
I would argue that the more weight classes that you have, it makes for more potential super fights and great fights. Right now, I think that's a major issue in MMA is that there's not enough weight classes, and you have guys like Charles Oliveira that's probably struggling to make weight, even though there's controversy behind that. Understanding that all MMA fighters, they, having 15-pound weight difference in between 2 weight classes, that's pretty big.
Yeah.
So
I know.
I think boxing at least has it right in that regard, but there's plenty of other things we could pick apart.
Yeah, we'll do that on the Fight Factory later on this evening.
And
if you want to check
shout out to Oliveira, as bad as he looked in the pre-fight.
I was a little disappointed in the fact that it was not a title fight, even though he begged for the title right after it. I don't know if you saw that. He jumps out of the cage, talks to Dana White, says, "I'm the champ. I'm the champ."
I had the volume low.
And Dana White's like, "Nah, man, you're the number 1 contender. Great fight, dude. Like, you're the asshole who missed weight. Like, I'm sorry, half a pound. You could have shaved your head and ran laps. I don't even know. Like, it's just half a pound, man.
To me, it's
people can lose that. Like, that's not. I feel like the effort was
the way I'm looking at the lightweight division right now. Charles Oliveira is the champ.
I mean, you would have to think. We'll get into the Fight Factory later on, but he did call out one Conor McGregor, so we'll get into that. Yankees over the weekend decided to get rained out 54 days in a row. They had a scheduled off day on Thursday. Then they get rained out on Friday. Then they get rained out on Saturday. They finally get back to action on Mother's Day, which, by the way, I hope everybody enjoyed their Mother's Day. And all you moms out there had a chance to just relax and not do anything and kick back and be pampered and all that stuff. But yeah, so the Yankees did a doubleheader yesterday, win the first game, lose the second game. I don't even know. I'm so out of touch yesterday. Yeah, so they lost 4-2 yesterday.
And who was it that was talking shit about Yankees?
Woodward, the manager for the Texas Rangers, came out and said that we're ready for these actual numbers that he throws out there.
Woodward has like 11 career home runs. So
he calls the Yankee Stadium, the new Yankee Stadium, a little league ballpark, and that's interesting because it's not the shortest porch in the league. I don't know. But in any event, he said that it would be an out. Gleyber Torres obviously walks off with a home run in the 9th. And they said that it would be an out in 99% of other parks. And Aaron Boone comes out and says, well, your math is wrong because 99% isn't accurate. There's 30 teams.
I was literally just going to say that.
But Boone to do that, shout out to Boone finally for like not being the dork that he normally is, but him to say like, hey, dude, your math is off. You're an idiot.
See, funny thing about that is I was going to say that, but I thought it was kind of fucking corny. So I didn't. And then there's
Boone Mr. Cornball McGee.
For me. There you go.
Scoop coming in. Good morning, Scoop. He said it would have been a home run in 26 of 30 stadiums. So there you go. So he has no pot to piss in, and that's what we're talking about. The Yankees not off until Memorial Day, according to Scoop, and that's true. So those 3 off days were as much as you're going to get until probably June. So that's a lot, and that's absolutely needed. I'd be remiss if I didn't say this in still the opening of our show here. The Rangers did drop a game on Saturday. They were down 4-1, battled all the way back. 4-4. I didn't get to watch a lick of this game until the end of the third, like towards the end of the third period. I actually put my phone up while I was doing commentary during WrestlePro, I was obviously focused on the ring, but it was there in the side in my little corner. I was tired of getting texts from my brother like, "Yo, this is great. Oh my God, this game's crazy. Oh, you're missing this." Blah, blah, blah. I was like, "All right, dude, I'm done. Like, I have to see some of this." And I did watch it. And unfortunately, they couldn't get it done. They lose. Another empty netted goal. Doesn't matter. But game 4 is tonight. So tomorrow's show will be dictated based off of that game result as far as my mood is concerned. But yeah, so the Rangers game 4 tonight in Pittsburgh. So yeah, it's gotta go down. As we get into the news that broke this morning, we have ourselves a brand new 2022 MVP in the form of the Joker. All right. The Joker wins his second MVP in a row. The last time this happened was 2018, 2019, when Giannis won back-to-back MVPs. He went away. I don't know. You might have clicked it twice. There we go. So Joker is your MVP for this year. I guess he beats out Embiid. He beats out Giannis. He beats out, was John Moran even actually in consideration, do you think? No, you don't think he got any votes?
I didn't see if he got.
Well, there's no actual results.
The headline said Embiid.
Well, I
don't think
there's no actual results yet,
yet
because this was a Woj bomb, and he came in and he wanted to be the first one to announce it. Well, that's fine. He doesn't piss me off like Schefter does. He just like when Woj reports, you listen. Like, he's not going to add his extra 2 cents all the time like Schefter. But a back-to-back title MVP. Did we make well, I didn't make any bets, but remember when we were going over that show long time ago with the sauce, and I think it was just like MVP odds like midway through the season? Did anybody go with the Joker at that point?
I think the sauce did.
And what was his odds?
I have no idea
at the time.
I don't know,
because I mean, if he took that bet at that time, I want to say that it was a decent payout.
He's been riding the Jokic train all season.
That's
long,
his favorite player.
So it probably, I don't know if it's his favorite.
Yeah, I think it is.
But I'm pretty sure a guy like Kyle would be putting futures in on a guy like Jokic because he's been talking him up all year.
Yeah,
but I'm not sure. I guess I'll go check the ticket. What else we got? NBA
that happened last night, obviously. So these series that we kind of wrote off, I was writing this series off because it was 2 dominant performances out of Miami Heat, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and I said this, and I know I said this, that Harden was going to have one game where he just kind of not so much went off, but at least controlled it and dictated the pace of all this. He went for 31, 9 assists, but a lot of people were showing him praise like, hey, he's not as lazy as you think. Like, he's actually going to play.
I don't want to hear it. Look, he made me eat my words in this game, and maybe even you want to say game 3, but I'm not sure. I didn't really get much of game 3 because I was busy. But really the big difference here, obviously, is the presence of Joel Embiid. As good as Harden played in game 4, he still had duds in game 1 and 2, and he's maybe selectively not lazy, but that's not the type of guy I want to be my star. But I'm not here to bash James Harden. Shout out to the Sixers for making this a series. I thought Miami was going to run away with it. They were looking like the best team in the East, and Embiid comes in and shows them that things ain't exactly as easy as they thought it was going to be.
Embiid goes 24 and 11, a double-double. Do you think there's like NBA has become like commonplace for a big man to get a double-double? I feel like it's easy at this point.
It's not. It's always been
common, like very common.
Yeah,
like double-doubles are just no longer a thing. Or I'm like, oh, double-double.
Too hard for the best centers or the best guys in the NBA to get 10 boards and 10 points.
No. Or 10 boards. I mean, 10 points, 10 assists.
Yeah,
they should make it something more. You know, you got to get to 15 now with everything.
So
make it more competitive, because now it's easy.
So just so we're clear on what exactly a double-double is, right?
I know what a double-double is. 10 points, 10 boards.
But do you know why they're called double-doubles?
This is trivia. Do I have multiple choice?
All right. Well, because you have double digits in multiple categories. That's the reason. So it only can become a double-double if you get 10, because now it's double-digit rebounds, double-digit points. So 15 and 10, you know what I mean? Like 15 is a double-double.
All right. So could you get a double-double with 10 assists and 10 rebounds?
Rename it. You definitely have to rename it. Say it again.
10 assists, 10 rebounds. Double-double?
Double-double.
I think the scoring has to be involved with this.
No, Dave.
I know it doesn't, but I just wish it did.
It's called a man double-double. It really is. I don't know if that's just
what if you get a double-double and it's has anybody actually been registered with double-doubles with 10 assists, 10 boards? No, not 10 points.
Jason Kidd lived by that. Honestly.
I love Jason Kidd.
Several times. And like there was guys that would even have double-doubles with blocks or steals and rebounds.
Dave wants a Quince. The hell does that mean? Oh, Quince.
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 That was fucking hilarious. Who was that?
Oh my god, that was Scoop. Quince.
Well played. How do you say that in Arabic? Well, Dave now just learned what a double-double is.
I did. No, I know what a double-double is, but like I said, I want it to be more. I don't want it to be such commonplace anymore. You know, like, that's all. That's all I'm asking for. If you're watching us on Instagram Live by any chance, make sure you get on over to the YouTube channel and chime in there and like the video. So we're doing that for the first time. It actually kind of got me worried with the whole, missed the IG live. I'm like, I don't know. So somebody head over to Instagram, specifically Ashley, and ask me and find out for me, because I don't
really
even
have
know
the urge to go check.
Go ahead. Let's get up and go.
I'll pull up the next game. You could start talking about it.
Sure can. There's the other game, as Chris is going to go check on the Instagram Live. My Dallas Mavericks. Are we live? All right, cool. My Dallas Mavericks. That's fine. I just want it out there. As my phone battery just my Dallas Mavericks have made this a series. I called this from the jump. I said this was going to be a series. I said the Mavericks were going to take game 3, and here we are. They take game 4, 111-101. The Mavericks are back in this. My guy, Luka, goes for just 26. He actually had a bad night from the field. 9 for 25 from the field. I feel like that was just a piss poor night overall. But 3 players off the bench with double figures. You know what double figures is? When you score more than 10 points.
Yeah, there we go.
So, 10 points off the bench. So finally they answered the call of Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd's been asking for this for the first 2 games. And said, somebody else joined the party.
Do you think that it's too easy to get into double figures now and that we should make double figures 15?
Yes, you got it. It'll be 15 fingers.
You have to get 15 points to get double figures now, because Dave doesn't know what double digits means anymore.
I know what double digits means, you dick. I just don't. I just think that 10 points from anybody is. I mean, I feel like I averaged 10 points when I played ball. You know, like that's how easy it was. Maybe 10 minutes. Did I average 10 minutes?
10 minutes.
Maybe it was a minutes thing. I know it might have not been the stat I was looking for. Finney Smith? Yeah, Finney Smith, 24.
Dorian Finney-Smith.
He
stole the show.
But Booker, my man Booker, drops 35 and loses. But who we also talk about, I know we didn't want to put too much of a bow on the last game real quick. Butler dropped 40 in that loss, by the way, against the 76ers. That sucks. I've always said that since last year's playoffs on this show in particular. I said, like, when you drop these 40, 45, 50 points in a playoff game and lose, you almost just want to smack the crap out of somebody. Just like, it's like, get it done.
Oh, there's no sound on the video.
Oh, well, that's fun.
So should I just end it?
Yeah, I mean, no, because then
when the overlays go up and we do the live, you're doing the live reads, I'll end it.
There you go. Okay. Right. Yeah, you just take my phone completely off. So if you are seeing this and you don't hear us, no, please go on over to YouTube. So those games are done. And obviously tonight, back in action.
Hold on.
There's sound for me.
I want to talk about that.
There's sound for him. So,
so then we're good. So I want to talk about.
Casey's also at
turn the volume
work
up
right
on your
now.
phone, Brian.
Well, he's also at work. So he might be on ISS or doing something like that. Or,
I feel like he's smart enough to figure that out, though.
Maybe.
That he wouldn't. All right. We're not going to talk about that. I want to talk about
First of all, Scoop giving me credit where credit's due. The average a triple-double, 10 minutes, 10 turnovers, 10 fouls in a 6-foul game. So there was my average triple-double. Go ahead, phantom call.
All right, so phantom call on Chris Paul fouling out early in the 4th quarter, and that was a huge difference in this game. Chris Paul was in foul trouble the entire game, and that obviously played on things. They couldn't really get going offensively with him in and out of the game the way he was. And even in game 3, Chris Paul had 7 turnovers in the first half. So we were talking about how Chris Paul has been taking over and kind of taking Luka to school a little bit, at least as far as team wins go. And Mavericks are just a very different team playing at home. We have a series now. I thought this one was going to go 4 or 5. I did say that the Mavericks would win game 3. I did not think they would win yesterday, and they proved me wrong. So tip your hat to Luka, man. Now they got to go back to the desert and see how things go there. I don't think it's going to go well. They've both taken care of their home
court.
Both
of those series, a best of 3 now.
Hopefully we get at least a game 7. Have we gotten a game 7 yet in the NBA postseason?
Not yet.
So let's get one.
No, I already feel like they're trying to dial that up. Like, I know it's a weird thing, but both of these series to go 2-0 and then 2-2, it's just got a funny, fishy feeling to me. I don't know.
Dave, stop.
I'm not trying to put any conspiracies into the world. I just feel like the NBA, like listen, there's been referees out there that have went on public record, old referees, and said like they want these extra games. So you go back, you look at the film, you look at which fouls that you can call that will be the closest to not being a foul. In any event, the NBA wants more games.
It's a whole other can of worms.
I'm just saying. So tonight, we got 2 games tonight, ladies and gents, outside of the Rangers doing their thing. We also have a game 4 with the Boston Celtics, Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks are favored by 1 at home. Milwaukee leads the series 2-1. It's now time to see if, obviously Giannis and company have taken, done their thing. But when you look at Boston on the other side, there is a buzz over there. You know what I mean? There is a little bit of a buzz, being that they came back and they won. Was this series 2-0 as well?
No.
Oh, it was 1-1. Okay.
It was 1-1.
But I feel like there is some kind of buzz going around with Boston. Tatum has been playing, obviously, all world all year. So I expect this one to be really good. But I expect this one to be.
Boston's only getting a point, and it's in Milwaukee. So there's definitely. This is a strange point spread to me. Really, I don't know. I think Milwaukee should have it because they're the home team, but you would expect it to be like 3, maybe 3.5. But the Celtics are a good defensive team, and they're desperate. They were kind of getting beat up on in game 3, and they made it close. They had chances at the end. They just couldn't convert. I think this one's most likely to go 7 because they've been back and forth. And even in the games where each team kind of dominated, they traded dominating games. So it was like, all right, we got you, you got us. And then the last one was a good one. So hopefully we get some more good ones. I still think the Bucks, I'm rooting for the Bucks, but I'm not sure, man. I agree with you. The Celtics have something over there. There's a lot of fight in that team, and I think Jaylen Brown and Tatum is as good a duo as you have left.
I'm obviously rooting for the Bucks because I don't like the city of Boston. Before we move on to the next game, did you by any chance see the mishap that the Philadelphia 76ers put up on Jumbotron?
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
With Devontae Smith, former wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Speaking of mishaps, I know we didn't touch on this in the open, but did you see Paolo Banchero get interviewed at the F1 race?
You mean Patrick Mahomes?
It was like that was the most awkward, cringeworthy interview I've seen in a while.
Bro, and he actually tried to play it off like
Honestly,
was him.
He looks exactly like Jackson Mahomes, so I'm surprised he got him confused with his brother Pat.
Yeah.
Jackson Mahomes and Paolo Banchero.
But I'm saying, like, Banchero was playing into it. He's like, that's the way I look at it. That's the way I go into all my prep. And I'm just like,
maybe he wasn't.
Or was he just talking about himself?
He was just talking about himself, and he also is an athlete.
This is Sky Sports. I think of Sky Sports that missed this up. Like, he's like, oh, you're not Patrick.
He's like, that's why you ignored me, yeah, love.
You're not Mr. Mahomes. Oh my God. So that's
hello, Patrick.
A funny thing. So we also have another game tonight. A little lackluster, I think, because of the fact that you're taking away one of the stars in the NBA. Ja Morant, unlikely to go. This spread is 10, ladies and gents.
And the over-under is not 101. That's what they scored in the last game.
Oh, okay.
Always got to be.
I would slap that over real quick.
Yeah.
101. But anyway,
slap
so
that in the first half.
-10, right. -10, the favored Golden State Warriors. They're looking to put some clamps down on this series by going up 3-1. No Ja Morant.
Ja didn't score 47 in this one either, and nor did he steal the night.
Wow, you were just look. I mean, listen. If you go the entire graphics rundown and you have one mishap, I'd say you're batting like 900.
More or less, like we were done. I was done with the graphics for like an hour before
right.
the show today.
We were kind of bullshit for a little while, yeah. So whatever happens.
I need a guy, man. I need a graphics guy.
Yeah, we do need a graphics guy. We do have an intern coming in, I believe. I don't know. We're not sure about the one guy, but we do know our girl, one of our CHOP athletes, Madison Palumbo, will be starting with us on June 1st. So she's coming in here on Wednesday to do work and work with CHOP Sports and get a little taste of what we do around here. And we're excited about that because she's a really nice girl, hard worker, and of course a star lacrosse player. So we're bringing her in to do some work. So you know what she's not going to have to worry about anytime soon? Gooch.
Oh, here we go.
Money for retirement. She's not going to have to worry about that. She's got a long career ahead of her. Okay, long career. Or she won't even have to worry about how she pays for long-term care if needed. Well, guess what? Stop worrying. Start planning. A comprehensive retirement plan gives you security and greater control over your money. Michael Fusco can help. As president of the Fusco Insurance Agency, Michael can work with you to create a comprehensive retirement plan. He'll explore using life insurance and annuities to help you build a more secure future so you can worry just a little bit less right now. Call 718-701-5787 to schedule your complimentary consultation. That's 718-701-5787. Guarantees and protections are subject to claims paying ability of the issuing company. Some insurance policies not available in all states. So we move on to happier times, and that means when you're happier, you're also freshly shaven. And how do you become freshly shaven, Gooch?
Of course, ladies and gentlemen, you go out there and you go to manscaped.com, use the promo code CHOPSPORTS, of course, and you get 20% off and free shipping worldwide on the Ultra Smooth package. And I don't even think it's got a number behind it. It's just the Ultra Smooth package. It comes equipped with the Lawnmower 4.0 with a 400K LED light, the Man All Sack Exfoliator, and the Crop Gel. The Crop Exfoliator and the Crop Gel, you get a bunch of replacement blades. So we got a new process here. To get your balls nice and clean, you get rid of the dark underbelly of man.
Mm-hmm.
You
known as
first
the taint jungle.
Yes, first you use that 400K LED trimmer and the Lawnmower 4.0. You trim the hairs nice and close, and it reduces the risk of nicks and cuts. We don't want those down there. And then you take out the ball crop exfoliator, and it gets rid of all those hairs that are stuck to the crack of your ass. Then you put on the crop gel and you let them razors go to work. They're nice and stubby. They fit in your hand perfect. And that is not your penis, boys. It might be, but it's not mine.
Can you imagine going from announcing that Madison Palumbo is going to be our next intern to this read?
Where are we going with this one, dude? I'm just
saying,
trying to talk about the Lawnmower 4.0 and get these razor blades sold. All right.
So you go over Neanderthals to shave a little bit.
You go over to manscaped.com, use the promo code CHOPSPORTS, and you will get 20% off. Go do the damn thing and support the boys over here and your boys down there.
I'm going to have her do the reads. Why not? Anyway, if you also want your web developed, he's a web developer and a content creator. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about Steve Aspara, based in the greater New York, New Jersey area. Visit steveaspara.com. Go check him out. He built chopsportsmedia.com. So from the ground, there was nothing there, and he built it all the way up. He's been working on ashmirefit.com for about 14 years now. And one day that will be done. I know there's a nice launch date for her and all that stuff, but I think he's a great dude. He's very honest, very affordable. So if you're looking to boost your website, your SEO stuff, or everything that has to do with website development, head on over to steveaspara.com. He will hook it up. So now it wouldn't be a show at all for Chop Sports if we didn't talk football, because we have to, because now that the draft is come and gone, it's sort of heading into that downtime area where it's like a couple months in between now and like mini camps and training camps and all those other camps and shit like that. But football is the gift that keeps on giving, because we got a gift. We got a gift in Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown decided to shoot off at the mouth again, which, again, he just doesn't know how to not shut up. He went out. What was he even on? What was that?
It was some podcast. I don't even know which one, unfortunately. But
all right. That's all good. Whatchamacallit. So Antonio Brown comes up, and I guess they bring up Colin Kaepernick. And,
I'm going to pull up the quote if I can find it.
Yeah, please. Well, if you can decipher what it said, because I watched the clip and I'm just like, okay, cool. I got to watch that again, because I have no idea what AB just said. He might have been high as a kite, or maybe he's just marble mouth, but you really can understand him. But what we got out of it is that he said that Colin had his opportunities early on, but now he's, quote, trash. He's trash, according to AB, and that's why he's not playing in the NFL right now. Nothing to do with any of the kneeling or any of that garbage. Like, he's just not good at playing quarterback. Something I've been saying for years. I said, like, what? Why isn't this guy playing? It's because he's not good like the rest of the quarterbacks in the NFL. Could he play backup somewhere? I think he could. I think he could be serviceable. He might be a plug-and-play kind of guy, like a Tyrod Taylor.
We can't talk about Cap anymore as, like, could he? It's 7 years before he
no
was
shit.
Already
I think it's
fence.
Over, but I'm just trying to give the benefit of the doubt.
No, I mean, like, I understand. I think the news here is just like AB actually coming out and saying it, and
you surprised?
And in the context of how he was saying it. So what he was really saying was, I think there was a deeper thing that he was talking about in terms of, he was talking like, you don't see Cap out in the streets doing anything. You don't see him, and I'm trying to quote him.
Good luck.
He don't want to play, man. He was trash. Everything. Kaepernick did all that, took the money, and then got the commercial. We don't see Kaepernick outside. Where's he at? I ain't never seen him outside. He already took the money. All that's Cap. And not Cap his name. Cap being like a lie.
Yes, no Cap.
All that is Cap. We ain't respecting that, bro. You took the money, the commercials. We don't see you outside. We don't see him in the hood. He don't do nothing. He not even from the hood. You don't even been in the trenches. We like Kaepernick and all, but we ain't really been on that. As black people, we need to get that clear, because when we have moments, ain't nobody giving us no nothing. He took the handout, so we got to take the mayor out and take that. I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
I think
what I'm deciphering is that
he's an asshole.
Is that basically he's gone commercial with his message, Cap.
Correct.
And he sold out for money from Nike, and he got a lot of money, and he got paid. And when he did that, he pretty much sealed the deal on whether he was going to play quarterback again. And when he got paid like that, look, I'm not here to bash Kaepernick. I'm not here to bash AB. I don't even really have much of an opinion on the situation. I just think they shouldn't be giving out Antonio Brown a platform to talk about these types of situations.
They shouldn't be giving him a platform to talk
because
he can't have a normal conversation.
Maybe what he's trying to say might have some merit if he was able to articulate it a little bit better and speak on behalf of people that feel that way. But really what he's doing is it's coming off ignorant. And a guy like Cap, whether or not you think he's doing things right or wrong or indifferent, he at least fell on his sword. Whether he got paid or not, he did that before he got paid. So I'm not going to bash Cap for what he does. He is who he is. Cap, I think, sucked at quarterback. He was a good running back. Beat up on my team in the playoffs. I would have taken him when Rodgers got hurt to step in for a couple weeks, but I don't think Kaepernick was a starter then. Certainly don't think he's a starter now. AB, we should stop giving him the platform to talk bad, specifically about Kaepernick, because I think as far as like good people go, I don't think AB's that great of a guy. I don't think Kaepernick is out there.
You don't think he's that great of a guy?
Yeah.
That is the nicest possible way to put this.
Yeah.
Because he's an asshole. Like that's where he is. Antonio Brown is an asshole. There's nobody out there saying like, oh man. There were a couple people, not gonna lie. They took this clip that got released of him saying he's trash and stuff. There were NFL players retweeting and saying he's not wrong.
Michael Thomas, that's what I'm saying.
Michael Thomas was one of them, right?
There is some merit to what he's saying, and I'm just not educated enough on this topic right here to form a complete opinion. My opinion is that yes, I think Cap is trash at quarterback. I don't know that he wants to actually play. I think that there is some merit to that.
Oh yeah, it's
I
all
think
publicity.
It's still a
at this
publicity
point.
stunt, and him saying he wants to play and not being able to play strengthens his message. So I don't think he thinks any team is taking him serious. They haven't been for a while. So a lot of smoke and no fire.
Right, I agree. Speaking of guys that complain a lot, Danny Grasso, way to dance around that.
I mean,
he is a performer.
Dancing around it is what it is. I think AB is a piece of shit. I'm not a fan of Cap.
Oh, there you go.
As a
now we're
quarterback,
getting somewhere.
but I don't think that that's a reason why I wouldn't take him to play quarterback if he was capable of doing it and helping a team.
But
I don't want him on my team.
But he's not capable of doing it.
He's not capable of doing it.
Just straight up. That's
and
where we're at.
I appreciate the compliment because, yeah, of course, that's what you got to do.
You got to tiptoe. You got to
tiptoe a little bit.
All right. Another complainer, by the way, and that is in the form of Arizona quarterback Kyler Murray. Okay, so according to what we've read and according to what people have said, we have Kyler Murray now coming out saying that he will not play on the fifth-year option. He wants, and from what we've read and researched, he wants $70 million a year. What? Kyler Murray. Okay.
That's a really big contract for such a small guy. Just
Kyler Murray. That's very well played. Kyler Murray. I'm going to say it right here. Bold-faced, right to the world, okay, or whoever wants to consume this. Kyler Murray wanting $70 million, and he's not even a top 10 quarterback in football. He's not. He's not. If you say he is, the only thing you're basing that off of is the fact that he can run around a little bit.
That's a hot take at all. I think that there is not one single person, including Cardinals fans, that think that Kyler Murray is a top 10 quarterback.
So that being said, because of the way the market works, and I tried to have this conversation with people around Dak Prescott's deal when that was getting floated around, and he was like, well, he wants to get paid like the second or the third best quarterback in football. That's a market thing. That's not a talent thing. These things are different. These are completely separate entities, okay? When you have a guy like Dak Prescott wanting a contract, and he's won just as much as Kyler Murray, if not more.
Kyler Murray should be in the Derek Carr range for where he was drafted and the leverage that he will have. That's what he should be talking about with his team. Not $70 million, not exceeding Josh Allen, not exceeding Pat Mahomes, not exceeding Aaron Rodgers, not tripling Tom Brady. Well,
Tom Brady's never been the highest paid quarterback in the league ever. He's always given it to all his receivers and Gronk. So that's what Tom Brady has done to build his team.
That's not entirely true either.
I mean, he's never had the big money, like the big money, like these catastrophic contracts that cripple teams like a Kyler Murray would do if you bring him on. Can you imagine stacking that contract?
Brady was in his 5th year and he was signing that second deal. He signed a massive deal. And then he thereafter did a bunch
of restructures and all this other stuff.
And they didn't win on that either. They didn't win until the restructure. Just saying.
Are you talking about quarterbacks not being able to win on their second contracts?
Yeah.
Kyle. Anyway, first half of the year, Webster was up there, but not 70 million worth. Ken Palmer coming up Webster. That's hilarious.
Well, that's been the thing. You want a guy that's going to finish. You want a guy that's going to close out the season. They've fizzled out each of the last 2 years, and I think that there's some blame to go to the coaching staff. There's some blame to go across the rest of the roster. But honestly, Kyler Murray has been largely the part. And DeAndre Hopkins got hurt last year. Understandable. Things went south for them right around week 10. But you got to deal with that. That's the NFL season. If you can't look to your quarterback as somebody that's going to rally the troops, and I don't think that anybody in that locker room is looking to Kyler as the leader. And he's a boohoo. You're going to be demanding $70 million a year. Even if you're getting $50 million a year, you better be fucking leading people, because there is a dynamic in the locker room when it comes to money. People don't count each other's money, but when you're not winning football games and there's somewhere you got to start pointing fingers at people. And Kyler Murray is very, very, I wouldn't say famous for, because I don't know what kind of guy he is. I don't know the relationship he has with his teammates. As far as the media perception of Kyler Murray and how I perceive him to be, is that he's a crybaby and he's not a great leader. There's no way you give him this money.
This money cannot be given here, because imagine having this money plus your Hopkins money. You no longer have money. And like both of them are literally would be the top paid player at their position, right? I mean, Hopkins' deal is ridiculous too. So you can't cripple your offense like this. This is just, you got James Conner on a no deal, right? You got Hollywood Brown is also on his rookie deal. So you are kind of penny pinching in other areas, not on purpose. It's just the way
I'm not going to sit here and anoint the Cardinals front office as anything good. They might fuck up and give Kyler a ton of money.
Here's the thing.
They signed David Johnson.
Oh, I remember.
To a massive deal.
Yeah, no. And that's the age-old don't pay running backs.
I'm pretty sure it's the same people. I'm not sure who the regime is.
The only thing I could say is this. If you give him all this money, which, again, it's a realistic possibility. We're not the front office. We can't make these decisions, right? So if they give him all this money and then he goes into the season without DeAndre Hopkins for the first 6 games, only has Hollywood Brown, and these guys get off to like a 2-3, 1-4 start in the first 5 games, or 6 gagames without him, and they're 2-4 or whatever, and they're struggling. This is going to be the biggest buyer's remorse of all time, and you're going to have Cardinal fans be like, I can't believe we just gave this guy all this money for this kind of start. And usually he starts hot, and now he won't be able to. It's crazy.
I got to look at the schedule. They might be able to start hot, but that division is a gauntlet. He's going to have his hands full regardless.
They would be absolutely lucky even if they to go 3-3 this year in the division.
Forget it. Start hot all you want. This isn't a contract that he's going to be getting for 4 weeks. Even if he goes 0-4, like I would be fine with. You're not paying this guy that much money. He's 5'3", and he's going to get hurt eventually anyway.
Can you imagine it's one of these big long-term deals, like 5-6 years, and it gets to 70, bro? That's
it's not going
over $500 million.
The Cardinals already don't like him. The Cardinals are already kind of on the fence about wanting to keep him around. You think he's going to get $70 million? They put him under the option because that's what you do with a first-round pick who's at least worth the $26 million or whatever that 5th year would be.
Right.
I don't even know what it is, but I know it's pretty high.
I just know that this clown is absolutely not worth it. He seems to be just too much. He's too much. He's not a leader, like you just said. He complains a lot about everything. Anyway, getting off Kyler Murray, the NFL, it's weird how they're doing it this year, and I know why they're doing it this year because it's like, oh, why not try to boost ratings here and there? But it seems like the NFL is going to leak games of the schedule every day this week, and then Thursday they hit you with the boom, and everybody knows who's playing everybody. But today, ESPN was first. Tomorrow, I believe, Fox. The next day, CBS, and the next day, Amazon Prime or whatever the fuck, also after that. So they have the opportunity to at least preview a couple of their highlighted showcase games. The NFL came out and said, this is what we're doing. Week 2. So now we're all used to this crazy week 1 thing, and that might still be the case. I don't know if it's going to happen this year. I could have sworn they said they were doing away with it, but I'm not sure. It's multiple levels to this conversation here of what Monday Night Football is about to do. If they want to do the opening week, 7 and 10 o'clock, right? Fine. People stay up. They're going to watch it. It's whatever. They're deciding to do a double header week 2. And it kicks off with the Titans and the Bills, which, again, great game, marquee game, AFC, awesome, right? Then you got the Eagles and the Vikings. Nobody knows what the hell those teams are going to be. Hopefully, they beat the shit out of each other and the Vikings win. I know you don't want to hear that, but you obviously rooting for the opposite. But now I'm looking at this, and the hard thing to hear is the time slots. Pretty sure it's a 7 and an 8:30. You're not giving the national stage to any of these games. Like that you will. Listen, everybody and their mother probably has picture-in-picture or a way to watch both. I get it, right? Yesterday, by the way, took me 45 minutes to realize the Yankees were on Amazon Prime. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Where is the game? So anyway, the timing of this stuff, the time slots of this stuff, a little weird to me, right? And now in week 2, which game is Buck and Aikman going to do? Because now Buck and Aikman, if you remember, they're the new voice of Monday Night Football.
Who are the games in week 2?
It's the Titans and the Bills, and the Eagles and the Vikings.
The NFC game.
Well, they could choose whatever they want.
But I would imagine that they're going to give that the NFC game, no doubt.
Why?
Because just they're worked with Fox. They've already worked with those teams, so they probably have a lot more of an understanding as to how to call those games. They worked with the Fox. It just makes sense right out of the gate to give them the Fox teams.
Yeah, well, I think the better game is obviously the Titans and the Bills. So they'll probably give them the whatever game. Oh, I believe that the Vikings and the only reason why I'd say you're right on that one is because the Vikings and the Eagles, I believe, are the later kickoff. So that's more of the primetime. They'll get the West Coast numbers as well. So maybe that's another way to do it or way to say it. But again, weird thing. I don't know if this is going to be a thing going forward. There's a whole lot of weird things in this NFL schedule this year because there's going to be 3 games on Christmas. The rest of the year, or rest of the slate on that week is going to be playing on Saturday, Thursday, Monday, right? 3 games Christmas Day. So I was actually talking to my colleagues over at Blogging the Boys when we were doing our show last night. And I said, do you think that the NFL is going to be obviously reaching for the stars here? Because when the NFL goes on Christmas, you're going head to head with the NBA because the NBA has owned Christmas for how long? They always have a marquee game. It's usually the Knicks at 1.
Well,
they have. They've gotten the Christmas market locked.
They've owned the NBA. The NBA has owned Christmas because the NBA has never had to deal with the NFL.
Well, they do every 7 years whenever that week slate falls on a
NFL,
Sunday.
Sorry, LeBron, but it's just not going to be your
day. I wonder if they're going to throw, like, are these, the way you look at it, right? Is this a penalty to a team to have to play on Christmas or like a showcase we're in front of the world type thing? Like, does this give you the feel? It's going to be very, very identical to Thanksgiving where you got the 1, the 3:30 and the 8.
They didn't say who the games are going to be, right?
No, but that's where I brought up to my colleagues last night. Is there a chance that the Dallas Cowboys can play on Thanksgiving and Christmas?
100% a chance. And it's actually likely given the fact that they would love to be able to say that. It's like, oh, the first team ever to do this. So, yeah.
You mean the Cowboys are going to love to say that?
Just the NFL.
Oh, okay.
It's like something to
I wouldn't pass that by.
Yeah, there's a very good
The Cowboys would be like,
the Cowboys will be playing
look
on
at
Christmas this year. I could almost fucking guarantee it based on what you just said. And
now, will it be a Cowboys-Packers Christmas Day?
For your sake, I hope not.
That would mean that the Cowboys will go into Green Bay in December, and I'm rooting for a Cowboys-Green Bay game in September. Okay, that's what I want. We got to go to Green Bay, then we go in September where it's cool, not fucking -40.
But to answer your question, do I think it's a punishment? I don't think it's a. When you say punishment, I know that you don't mean actually like the NFL is like
it's like going to London.
Does it suck? I think it does suck. Yeah, I would rather just have Christmas. But at the end of the day, too, maybe for the team aspect of things, I think for the players, it might suck, but for the betterment of the team and just not having the holiday, your holiday's a game. It doesn't really throw the week off all that much.
No.
Whereas the Christmas holiday might throw things off if you get an off day here or there. You don't get Christmas off if you got a game.
Scoop's coming in saying he bets that it's 6 teams that aren't on Thanksgiving. So he thinks that if you're on Thanksgiving, no shot they'll make you play on Christmas. Like, for marquee value, I don't know if they're going to try to go head-to-head with the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait until you see when it's the Cowboys and the Packers on Christmas. LeBron's going to shit.
What do you mean head-to-head? If they're having games, they are going head-to-head.
What I'm saying is you could put the Bears and the fucking, I don't know, name me another shit team, the Browns. I know they don't play or whatever.
Bro,
but they could put a shitty team
if there's NFL games on,
they're watching them.
I don't give a fuck who it is. Those games are getting watched.
More than the NBA?
100%.
If it's LeBron and whoever, you
1
think
billion
if it's the
%.
Jaguars and the Browns, are they getting better ratings than LeBron?
NFL.
All right. I like it.
Yep.
I mean, I know it. I know that. I was just asking you. Like, I know that for a fact.
No doubt about
the
it.
NFL owns everything. Everything. Speaking of NFL, one more thing. You actually wrote this in your, which, by the way, I appreciate when I get a Sunday text where it's like the rundown. It's you saying, this is what we're talking about. I'm like, Gooch is ready to go on a Monday. So you also wrote down, and I agree with this, but did Bakhtiari call out the Yankees?
He did.
He did, right? Bakhtiari was the offensive tackle for the Green Bay Packers, and chugging beer extraordinaire.
We're a friendly exchange between my brethren. It's all good, guys. I'm here to mediate. Don't worry about it. Aaron Judge, Bakhtiari is not going to beat you up, even though you guys are kind of the same size, which is crazy to me.
It is kind of crazy. But you look at that, the chugging skill of one Aaron Judge, DJ LeMahieu, and Aaron, Rizzo. It was left to be desired. It was just like little yeah, right. And then Bakhtiari will take a fucking beer out of a shoe and do shit like that.
He chugged one, then he chugged another one, and his dad chugged one.
I think the greatest clip of all time, I think, is the one to Rodgers where he was like, "Your turn," and Rodgers was like, "Okay," and then he's like, "I'll show you, motherfucker," and he just goes ham on it. It's great time. Those guys are great.
Bakhtiari's post was just a simple reply, with a link, to his chug. And it was like how somebody was kind of roasting the Yankees chug, or said, the Yankees were at the Rangers game, blah, blah, blah. And he just said, want to see a dead body. And then it was his chug. So I don't think he was talking about the Yankees players being dead, though.
Yeah. All right. I don't think LeBron cares if they put NFL on Christmas. I'm not saying he cares. I'm just saying, like, the world won't watch his bullshit on Christmas Day. And personally, I don't. The Knicks are usually on at like 1 or 2 or whatever, that early afternoon slot. I'll watch my Knicks. But if the NFL's on, I'll tell you right now, this is how much the NFL owns me as far as a consumer. My Knicks, who I love near and dear to my heart, I'm watching whatever NFL game is on over the Knicks. It's just that's it. I'm calling it how it is. That's where I'm at. That's where my mind is at. That's where my fanhood is at.
There's no guarantee that if there's no NFL game on Christmas that you're watching the Knicks.
No, I'm watching the Knicks. I usually watch.
I'm just saying,
if it's on, I'm watching.
If it's on and fucking dinner is coming, you're going to eat dinner. You're not going to be like, oh, I can't
see the way my dad's house is laid out. Is that during the holidays? And I feel like this is, it's so funny.
You get the point that I'm making.
Yeah, I know, but I just want to put this out there. It's actually
the Cowboys were on Christmas Day. Christmas Day is revolving around the Cowboys game. If the Knicks are on,
same thing with Thanksgiving,
on any given day, right? You're not like you miss the Tuesday 7:30 Knicks game all the time. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. But what I was trying to say was that August around fantasy draft, my dad has this beautiful, I'm talking luxurious looking pool table in the living room. As soon as you walk into the house, first thing you see is a beautiful pool table, right? But from August, which is like fantasy football live draft at the house, he puts a ping pong table on with a nice tablecloth. So that becomes the viewing from August to February. I think it's just funny how like people can only play pool at my dad's house from like February 5th or whenever the Super Bowl's over till about mid-August, and then you're screwed again. One more thing I wanted to touch on. I wrote down these names. Now, because we're weeks away from mini camps and these the NFL teams are starting to kind of crystallize their roster. They just drafted everybody. They have the undrafted free agents, all this other shit. There is a nice little list of guys that are still available right now. And I wrote down just a couple of them, starting and headlining with a guy that might not play. this year? I mean, based off of when he got hurt, and I'm talking about Odell Beckham. And I know he's a pain in the ass on the interwebs, have you, right? But like, is any team, do you think right now, before training camp gets started, knowing that he can't do anything but rehab, is he going to be one of these guys that's going to be signed in like November when he's ready? There's no reason for a team to go grab him now, right?
If I'm Odell, I'm not signing until I'm ready. Because if you believe in the fact
that if you're signed now, you get guaranteed money up front right now.
I think that if I'm Odell, I'm going to wait a little bit longer and let the market kind of materialize again. And there's going to be an injury or two happen. And that's how he's going to get paid the most. I think he'll almost double his dollar value for the season if he just waits until.
So he'll go from 500 grand to $1 million.
Yeah. Like when you're about to be ready and you could go start to work out for teams and show what you're able to do, then you're able to get a little bit more money. And look, I don't think Odell's going to in a position to really get paid big time anyway. You're going to see a very similar deal to what you saw with the Rams last year, where it's going to be heavy incentive laden deal. And hopefully it's the Packers. And
I was just going to ask you,
we're able to pay
why aren't
like
you
$400K?
Why aren't you in the Odell market right now?
Because I don't think there is one right now because of the injury. It's that simple. I don't think Odell is even discussing things with teams. Maybe he is, but I don't think there's anything serious. We haven't heard anything.
No, the only thing we heard from Odell is his fake tweet about Debo.
I also saw that he's working with the jeweler to help create the Rams Super Bowl ring. So cool.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway. Bitching and whining about a phone number that he wears.
I see that you have Melvin Ingram.
Yankees day game. That's right. Toe's coming in. There is a
Melvin
double.
Gordon did sign with the Broncos, right? Melvin Gordon signed with the Broncos. And that's why I got confused.
Yeah, all right. So Dwayne Brown, by the way, 37-year-old left tackle from Seattle, still serviceable. I say he lands somewhere. The one that I've been saying it for years, every time this guy becomes a free agent, there's such a heavy rush to go get him, but then nobody ever goes and gets him, and there's only like one team involved. And now there's no teams involved. I'm talking about Jadeveon Clowney. Has he completely lost it? Like, is he not any longer not lost it skill-wise, but like lost the market for him?
No.
Does he talk himself out of shit? Why is he always available?
Same thing happened a couple years. I feel like this is his third time in the free agency. And
right.
He's worked himself where he doesn't really want to go decide where he wants to play until it's time to play. It's weird. But he's definitely not done playing.
I didn't say he was done playing.
Well, I know. Like he's better than people giving him credit for. He's played well the last couple seasons. And he's actually been able to kind of avoid the injury bug a little bit. So Clowney kind of turned it around a little bit, but he'll keep on getting these one-year deals that he's been getting, and he'll probably be productive. I see the name Melvin Ingram on the list. He was the guy that completely turned around the Chiefs defense last year when they made the trade for him. And any team that he signs with right now is getting a guy that could be a difference maker, because you saw it last year. And
I wonder why, again,
cheap.
These are the kind of things that you wonder, like, why is there a character issue? Is there something like that? Melvin Ingram is still a stud linebacker in this league. Why isn't he playing? Why isn't he linked up right now, getting ready for mini camps, OTAs, all that shit? He should be in somebody's facility.
I think right now there's just a premium on edge rushers in this draft, and you got guys like Clowney out there, and maybe one of these two chips have to fall for the other one to fall, and they're kind of playing chicken with each other. I could see these two guys signing one-year deals for the next 3 years each.
Okie dokie. Our good friend, the party animal himself, and that's Gronkowski. He's still a free agent. No politicking out of Tom Brady yet. Like, you don't have this.
No. What are we talking about? Gronk's free agency. He's going to be a fucking buck or nowhere. That's it. Brady's back, Gronk is back, or he's not playing. But there's no reason to even bring Gronk in until week 4, week 6. I firmly believe that these guys don't need.
He can pull a Weddle, and just sign on with a team at playoff time. We've seen
veteran players do this.
Pulling a Weddle is now a thing.
We watched Aaron Rodgers win back-to-back MVPs without going to practice all summer. We watched Le'Veon Bell lead the NFL in rushing yards after not having practice until the Friday before week 1's game. Right. So
I remember that.
I think there is
these guys are athletes
to being out there with your teammates and learning the system. But when you have other guys, man, that are just they work hard in the offseason, they're ready to go.
Jarvis Landry, the Juice, is looking for another home. Apparently it was shot down already, but I think he wanted the reunion in Cleveland, and they were like, "Nah, we're good. Like we're all set on the Jarvis Landry front." I think he does land somewhere 110%. It's just a matter of being like the 4th receiver, I think, for a team, maybe the 3rd. But I think he's lost a little steam on his market as well. So now because he's not anywhere, and all these kids coming in, they're just going to pass him by.
I don't want to cut you off though, but am I mixing up? I know Melvin Ingram ended up on the Steelers maybe at a point last year. Am I mixing up Ingram, or did he end up on the Steelers then the Chiefs? I feel like he was bounced around a little bit.
I think he definitely landed with the Chiefs when they turned it around. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, just want to double check.
Was he a Steeler before that? Is that why Paulman's even saying anything right now?
Yeah, but I think it was for like a cup of coffee with Pittsburgh.
Gotcha. Trey Flowers, one of my personal favorite players. He's a defensive end. He's still looking for a home. I end this list with a veteran center in J.C. Treader, who I know the Cowboys, again, they got Tyler Biotis, Tyler Badass, I like him and everything. But you bring on a 30-year-old center who just knows shit, a knowledgeable, strong dude. I say, what the hell? Kick the tires on that shit. But that should wrap up the NFL. So later on, what?
Just seeing if I have anything else good.
Later, we got some stuff. We want to tease a couple things for tomorrow's show. Kevin Durant decided he wanted to come out with a top 5 starting lineup of all time. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
I don't think that he was trying to say it's all time. It's just who he would pick to play with.
Like if he was in the street and he said, bang, 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 that's all my team is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Obviously, we'll recap what goes down in the NBA tonight. The Rangers, baby. Let's pull this off. Let's even this up. We got to even the series at 2. As Toast alluded to before, you have the Yankees in a day game?
Yeah, Yankees play at 1:00. There's another game.
Is it not another doubleheader, is it?
No, they're just.
That's tomorrow, I think. I think they play another doubleheader tomorrow against the Blue Jays. But who the hell are they playing today?
Texas.
They're wrapping it up. Oh, this is the getaway day on a Monday.
Well, they had 2 rainouts, Friday and Saturday, so they had to make up
both. True. That's where the whole no days off until the end of fucking July, it feels like. So the Yankees will be in action today. Actually, my boy Nestor is going. Nasty Nestor Cortez will be pitching for my fantasy team. Shout out to Scoop for the beating you took at the courtesy in the hands of one Dave Sturchio. Because I wiped the floor with your fantasy team, and I don't like to get ahead of myself. And I know midweek you're like, wow, your guys are crushing it. And I'm like, don't worry about it. I was the second highest scoring team this week. Damn, Ashley Schaefer BMW again. Just crushing it. What a league. And I know Kyle. Kyle is now 0-4. He lost to your brother. Okay, so that was a big matchup. You beat up the combo team of Dina slash everybody. And made a bogus trade this morning, which, again, nobody really agreed with, but you're the commish. You put it all through. Just kidding. Cap made his decision, made $100 million. Yeah, right. You're right,
Wait,
Steve.
what trade did we do? We did a trade?
You did. You and Dina did a trade.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said we did. You didn't agree.
Dina did a trade.
No.
Who was it? Scoop and Vinny. It's just Vinny. It
was Vinny, yeah.
Vinny. And Officer Payne wanted it, but dropped the ball.
Yeah, he didn't fucking accept the invite. But real quick on baseball, for anybody that's in a fantasy baseball league, before you go, get your pen out and write down some names, because I talked about them a little bit last week, but there's some guys out there that were recently called up and are definitely great additions to anybody's fantasy team right now. Must adds. I talked about Joan Duran. He's definitely a closer now for the Twins. I wouldn't say he's a closer guaranteed, but he's gotten 2 saves in the last 2 weeks, and he's just one of those guys that if he does get the job, which I expect it in the next week or so, he has potential to be the #1 player in all Roto baseball, in all of Roto, period. And then in points leagues as well. Roto is a different version of it. But Juan Yepes, he's a first baseman that's probably going to gain outfield eligibility in the next couple weeks for the Cardinals. He's been tearing it up as he just got called up. We got George Kirby, the starting pitcher for the Seattle Mariners. He had 7 innings, 9 Ks yesterday, 3 hits allowed, tore it up, only 80 pitches. He probably could have pitched another inning, but they were safe. He made his first start, so go out and get him. You got Francisco Mejia, who came off the injured list, and if you're looking for catching help, which if you're in fantasy baseball, you're probably looking for catching help.
Not me. I got Dave. 3 of them.
But only one of them that's good. I could guarantee it. There's only 2 good ones in the league.
I got Sal Perez. I got Travis Darno, and I got the jerk off from Boston.
Exactly. You have 1 good one. So Francisco Mejia out there, he's averaging like 5 points a game in fantasy right now. And then Alek Thomas just got called up for the Diamondbacks. He's the number 18 prospect in all of baseball, and he's an outfielder. So if you're looking for some bat help, there you go.
Before I go, Ken Paulman just brought it up again. Something I definitely remiss. I have it written down right here, and I just kind of grazed right over it. There was over $179 million wagered on the Kentucky Derby over the weekend. Did you by any chance put any money on Rich Strike, the 80-1 dog? So check this out. Only out of that $179 million, 500,000 was bet on Rich Strike. Out of $179 million, only $500K, which is only $500,000, in case anybody's not up to speed, was put on this guy. I don't know what the payoffs were. I don't know how much money was actually put on this guy, like who won the biggest bet with 80-1 odds. My rule of thumb is I'm not a horse guy. I watch the Derby simply because it's on, and sometimes there's parties and stuff, which would be fun. But when I do watch the Derby, I always put the golden rule. You put $2 on the long shot. $2. You know what I mean? Like if this is 80-1, you made $160. You know what I mean? Like just by doing that. So I think it's always a good decision to do the long shot. If you were a baller and you went nuts on the long shot last night, you made a big chunk of change. 80-1, Gooch. Like that. He wasn't even supposed to race. Like don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan of commentary. The commentary of down the stretch with this horse coming from the outside, it's great. It's absolutely legendary call. I don't know who's on the call, but whoever that is, legend. You did a fantastic job at getting everybody excited for that one. The exacta and trifecta were insane. Yeah, I can only imagine. 14K or something in the exacta. Wow. Okay. So a lot of money. The Derby's always fun. And now in 2 weeks, you get the Preakness. Is that what they call it?
I have no idea.
And then 2 weeks from there, you get Belmont, I think.
I've never been into the horse racing.
Dave, give me Darnold. Hey, listen, make me an offer I can't refuse. Remember, I told you last night, it's us against the league now going forward. After I beat you down, now it's me and you versus everybody else. The NWO being Kyle, Toast, Scoop, Dina. They're the NWO of this whole thing. We're out to get them, beat them every week. I got Toast this week. So you know what's funny? I said it to Toast yesterday. I'm like, wow, you don't look at your lineup? He goes, sometimes I forget. There is no doubt in my mind that he's on that shit every day this week. He is out for blood. He wants to beat me in fantasy baseball. It's me. It's the Toast. It's a blood feud, and it goes down this week. I'm excited. What?
Did that hurt?
I hit my funny bone. Wasn't funny at all.
Definitely
That's a walking dadism. Huh? Oh, by the way, you're going to see some new shirts that I'm dropping today, as a matter of fact. I haven't had personal merch shirts like the one I'm wearing now. I did for Cowboys fans. It's the Always Hungry Micah Parsons shirt. But I'm going to have my own 3 best catchphrases that I've been saying on this show for a year. It's very basic. It's designed by me. So it's not, just so you know, disclaimer, not designed by Gooch, because everything Gooch designs is like flawless. He actually fixed up my shitty ass designs to make sure that the 3 letters that I use, or the 1 word that I use, or the 1 phrase that I use is like centered. That's all Gooch did with this one. I was the mastermind behind these unbelievably creative ideas that you'll see soon on the store. And actually, they're there right now. Have to assert his dominance. I'm trying to find. This is just trying to catch up. I will bet both my nipples on it. What is he saying? Sauce will defeat Scoop in fantasy baseball this week. Oh, you guys are playing each other. Ooh, baby. So maybe I will give you Darnold. Just let's talk. Let's get going on that. So with that is the sports. I'll try to get my voice back a little bit better. Look on the YouTube.
I feel like Steve Doucette is a little bit late.
Name the 10.
Name the 10, and I think that we're talking about top 10 quarterbacks over.
All right, so I'll do it real fast for you, just so this at the end of the show, when we do answer your question, this will be my answer. Ready? Rodgers, and I'll do the fingers. Rodgers, Mahomes, Brady, Russ, Dak, Watson, Josh Allen. These are not in order. Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson. There's my 10. So therefore, Kyler's not in it. Not in order. Those are my 10 in front of Kyler. And you can even make the case for a guy like Derek Carr. Honestly, that's just me. But you'll find that out at the end of the show. So with that being said, for Sturch and Gooch and nobody else, because it's just us running the shindig today, we will see you guys tomorrow. Another loaded show, another big week. Please subscribe, like the video, guys. Like the video. Do us that solid. Help us out. Help us grow. And we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Also,
there's
Yankee
an also.
Tailgate.
Yes.
Yankee Tailgate, Chop Sports Barbecue, and there still is going to be a dodgeball tournament / league. So anybody that's interested, reach out. Wait until you
see the footage of us shooting around at Woodbridge High School. It just goes to show you that we need things like dodgeball because we stink at basketball. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
See ya.